to invite Kanda, our general evaluator, to come forward and introduce his evaluation team.
Should we tell the people to cast their ballots?
Everybody, please cast your
So everyone
ballots.
qualifies?
Send them over to Lee.
Yeah, get one.
Thank you, Arlinda. Now we enter the evaluation portion of the meeting. And for the evaluation of the first, the first speech, which was given by Lee, I call to the lectern, of course,
The one and only.
Kanda. And Lee, thank you for stepping up on such short notice. You expected to be speaking next week, and you found out when you arrived here today that it was today, and you just pulled it all together. And I commend you for that. We are a spontaneous group, if nothing else. But unfortunately, there was a little bit of bumpiness at the beginning. I have to apologize, first of all, for going over and whispering in your ear about what your speech was, and if you had your manual to fill in when Ken was trying to start his joke for the day. And that was not called for by me. But moving on to the speech, you did, for some funny reason, when you first came to the lectern, there was a little bit of movement and talking in the room that kind of detracted from the start of the speech. But you did get into the speech. You did tell us that you were going to talk about mothers. We didn't have a title for the speech until you gave it to us. And you said, you told us what you would talk about, you talked about it, and then you wrapped it up. Very clear organization. You said you would talk about 3 women who were important to you in your life. The first one, your sister-in-law, the woman your brother married. And then your mother-in-law, Dorothy. Interesting, my mother-in-law's name was also Dorothy. And you spent most of the time talking about her and the value that she exemplified and gave to you as you saw her through life, how she taught you how to cook, how to clean house, picking cherries, learning acupuncture. And then finally, perhaps you were looking at the time, you kind of cut it short, talking about the 3rd woman in your life, and we didn't get her name. You didn't really introduce her to us. It would have been nice to learn a little bit more about the 3rd woman. And then you wrapped it up, explained that what they did mean to you. Now you did, it was a spontaneous and extemporaneous speech in large measure, although obviously you had given it some thought, but you hadn't written it down to organize it in greater detail. You did stand behind the lectern the entire time, and you stood in one place. Being a speech like this, you don't need to look at notes. You knew what you were going to say, so it wouldn't have hurt to get out in front of the lectern and move around a little bit and talk with us like that. Nevertheless, you did speak in a conversational tone, an engaging tone, and one that drew us in and kept us occupied and listening very closely to you. You do have a mannerism that is often seen in your speeches where you will make a side comment that is totally unrelated to the speech. You sniffed and you said, excuse me, allergies. You don't have to say those things. Just leave those out and speak just about what's in the speech, and it'll make your speeches even better. But thank you very much, Lee.